AL F.O.M DTF. Let me say it like that. I'm gonna talk slow today. I talk too fast, so I'm gonna speak slow for the ones who gonna start tuning in. We're reaching a lot of people, y'all, but I really respect the ones for tuning in. Just got off the phone with somebody by the name of Sam from Louisiana. Shouts out to you, brother. Really appreciate your good vibes. And I know good entrepreneurs connect for good reasons. And I don't think I said that right. The world evolves and it puts people together for good reasons. Let me say it like that. And it's good for me to be able to meet an individual, to share the same type of passions and feel the same way out about business that I feel. And so hopefully we can cross over. Like I was telling you guys, I'm trying to cross over to the hip hop and to the music business. So I'm gonna start doing a lot of manufacturing for a lot of companies that's a lot of artists that have their own independent merch line, or trying to drop a merch line or anything like that in that nature. I'm gonna start venturing out towards that way, so we can start building connections with these a lot of entrepreneurs, from rappers, uh, R&B artists, or CEOs that have the artist merch they want to try to come up with, or anything like that. We're gonna start reaching out, and also into the boxing world too. We're gonna start reaching out into the boxing world because a lot of those camps, they have they merchandise for their artists that for their actual fighters, they want to get manufactured, and we're gonna start reaching out to those people and as well. So we're going to the music scene and we're going to the fight world, So we're gonna start doing that too. Crossover. That's what we're doing. We're crossing over. Manufacturing is what we're gonna start doing, mainly focused on, along with the products that we have. So don't think that that's out, but excuse me. I got a fan on too, so if it sounds like I'm talking too low, let me know and I'll speak up a little louder. But it's kind of hot out here. But yeah, so we're gonna start manufacturing for the boxing world and for the entertainment world. So it's gonna be a good thing, And I'm gonna start reaching out to people to reach out to me, and for all the YouTubers that's out there too that have YouTube channels, we're gonna start reaching out to a lot of the ones that, not too high up on the horse, and if they reach out to us, they do. They don't. They don't. I want them to start reviewing my products because yeah, we start, doing a lot of big things and whatnot, and people start to really get hold of what we're doing. And let me see what that say. Okay, they're getting a hold to what we're doing, and I really appreciate it, man. So every time I say that, it's all out of love. That's why I see people that tune on to my live and they shout me out, or they say, "Hey, good looking out, hey, y'all appreciate it," or "Hey, how's it going? I see you tuned on to your live." I like to give love and respect when it's given, and at the same time, I like to give support out there to people. So we we just vibing. That's what we doing. We just vibing. Let me see what these are on the side right here. No, I don't want that. But yeah, so I'm just trying to make everything, on an up and up level for the people that see my YouTube channel and want to reach out to me. What's this? At least one need to be okay. I was reading, so I was playing with these little features on the side right here. But for the ones that reach out to me, it's a good thing, that people really want to have my expertise and want to hear what I got to say and try to have my opinion on something that's going on. And shout out to all the ones that just focus on what they're trying to do. You know, um, North Carolina. Shouts out to my boy Gabe out there in North Carolina. Been reaching out to me. I've been talking to him. He started to see things in a whole different light, and it's funny because when he say certain things to me, it's like a wow because people really understand what's going on now. It says, "Can you talk about the film yet?" Oh yeah. So I tested the film. I'm gonna put it out. I haven't had a chance to get around to it. I was just I've been doing so many things. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. And me reaching out to these vendors and different things or whatnot, and doing this and trying it and make sure that it's good to print with the printer. It won't give anybody head strike or give me head strike when I'm trying to test these products out. So that's my main thing that I've been working at kinks out. Not saying nothing bad, but I just want to make sure it's A1 until I start giving it to the public. But I'll just be sending little messages out between these videos to let you know this coming. But I'm not in the rush to put it out. But once it gets there, it's gonna be it'll be to my liking. Let's say it like that. But shout out to Davis though. Appreciate you for tuning on to the live. How you been? How everything been going for you with the prints? I don't want to hide my contacts, I mean my chats. No, I keep those live. Yeah, so I know people been hitting me up. I've been getting a lot of text messages. When you gonna bring the film? When you gonna bring the film? But yes, it's coming. You know, it's different brands, the people that they have. If anybody else is already promoting or marketing that they have the film, it's different brands and different thickness of the film. They got single coat, double coat for American printers, for Asian printers. So I'm trying to make sure I get the right one and the right thickness and the right weight and the right quality that I'm looking for. So I have a couple different ones, but I haven't decided which ones exactly that I want to try to test out yet. So that's why, it's a process. See, me, one thing about me is I don't print for quantity. I print for quality and quantity. So that's why it take me longer to do what I do, because some people just print up and send them out, and I don't want to just be doing that. I want to make sure everything is A1. If it does come out not according to my liking, that's because the image quality wasn't up to the level. Even though it might be 300 transparent background, size, and everything, but still, it all depends on who edited these images, because that has 95%, if not 75, 25% so far, on the how it comes out range. So that's not for me to decide on that type of, the quality, because I try to tell people you got to have good quality images. That's going to make everything go smooth. Let me see if I got some images right here. I got some right here. These images like these. This is old. The transfer look old because I had a lot of different excess copies, old copies that printed too many. But say when they want to make them say, hey, I want like 4 or 5. Here you go. But look at how these colors and everything look. So you want to make sure you have good image quality too when you doing ETF, because if it's not good, then it's like a lot of customers I notice they say, hey, let me go ahead and get this out to you. I want to have it back by this time. And they don't really factor in if their image has the image requirements. Did you meet the image requirements? Because on the website, on mine, or any other site, a lot of these people will actually tell you exactly what type of format your image need to be in. So when you send it, it can get printed out and get the highest quality print that you're looking for. Because when you're looking at the CYMKs and you're looking at the RGBs, you gotta understand we can't print the RGB. We're only printing the CYMK, so you gotta understand it's converting it over. So that's why images look different on the computer screen. One image look like a different color, and one image look another color. So that's what we printing. So, and some people computer screens, the resolution doesn't go up that high for you can be able to change the color or go ahead and do a correction so you can make the color adjust to what you're printing. That's why a lot has to do with the type of quality printer that you have and type of pix. I'm not pix, but the RAM, the gigahertz, and all the different type of stuff. All that plays a part in the images. I got a customer said something about that. I gotta see. But yeah, so it's variables in this, so just pay attention. So do you always print your color at 1440? Yes, I do. Hell yeah, I do. Some people say, hey, it's not needed, because the reason why I say it's not needed because their printers can't print it. You gotta think about this, and I say this in a couple other videos I had before, and I say this on a couple other YouTube channels I had before they took the channels. Now I'm gonna say it again. Well, I'm gonna say something different, and I'm gonna say what I said before. It go like this. When you go to the print, now before I say that, if it's 720 by 1440, if you have good image quality, it's going to come out looking nice. So let me say that first of all, and then let me get into my spiel. Now, if you're watching sports, or if you're watching any type of vibrant colors, or if you're watching, say, cartoons or anything like that with the kids or whatever, we watching it on either in 4K or 1440, resolution. Let's say that. So now if you dumb your resolution down to 720 resolution, it's not going to look as vibrant, vivid, but it's still going to look good. But you won't know if you can't compare it to another image that's 1440 and one that's 720, printing the same image, same size, everything, with the same actual program. So that's only how you'll be able to see these things. But if it matters, then it do. If it don't, then it don't. It's always gonna come out nice, but it all depends on the printer, ICC profiles, the driver, and the person that's printing the image, that he has a printable image that's in a good quality, nice image requirement to whatever your image are. 300 DPI, transparent background, all this stuff. If it's in that form, then you should have a nice image all the time. And if it's not in that form, then you got to go back over with the editing and talk to whoever edits your designs. But 720 is one pixel that's under 1440, so you get something that's a little bit more enhanced, a little bit more vibe, a little bit more refined, a little bit more fine-tuned within the actual image you're looking at. So it does play a big part. It all depends on what you're looking at and what your printer can print. Now let me get to this. A lot of these printer conventions that we go to, or that you guys go to, or you see on YouTube, or whatever somebody went to and showed you, all these printers are printed with the same type of print head, with the same type of motherboard, just a different body on top. Same i32 print head. It's the same i32 print head, no matter what company it is coming from. If one company say, hey, we have a printer with the i32 print head. If another company say we have an i32 printer with a print head, if another company say, yeah, I'll have the same type of print. Different body, different sales pitch. They all print the same color resolution, 720 by 1440. The same thing. When you get into the printers that print in 1440 by 1440, it's going to print a little bit slower, but it's going to print a little bit more higher quality. If you don't believe me, go look at my channel. Go watch a lot of my videos to see the quality. I speak about this a lot. But it's all up to the person. Now, we at the print convention, right? We see all these printers, DTF this, DTF that, DTF this, and you go to every last booth, see the printer, see the powder shaker, you see the printer actually getting, you see the prints actually being fed through the actual powder shaker. It's powdering it, shaking it, baking it off, and it's drying it. And then to the left or the right, you probably have a table to where they have the actual press. They press the image on the garment. You can see it. And then you probably have the transfer of the same image that they're printing, same image that they press, and the same image that they have on the transfer. So you get to see the full 3 steps: the printer, the powdering, the shaking, and the actual baking, and the actual on the shirt. 4 processes, let's say. And you ask your questions. How fast can it print per feet, per minute, per second, per hour? How many transfers can I get? Tell you, you can get anywhere from 100 to 10 per hour, depending on 150, depending on what size or whatever. And then you make your decisions to buy it from there, your 15 grand or your 25 grand or your 30 grand or whatever. And you still gonna get the same 1440. I mean, the same 720 by 1440. Versus what I do, a $3,000 printer will give you the better quality, better prints, but it's print a little bit slower. So it makes sense that, let me read this out. Let me say, it makes sense that 1440 has more and a closer pixel than, so the density is way more better on 1440. Absolutely right. Couldn't have said it no better than that. Now, getting into the pixels. I'm glad you said that, Davis. Thank you. Good question. Question and answer, too. But let me say this. Let me sip me some water for my throat getting dry. Thank you for the thumbs up. Whoever gave me that. Appreciate you. But let me say this. When you speak about the pixels, right? Now, I'm not no guru. But when you speak about pixels, 720 on the pixel, they flare out a little bit more within the actual print. You won't see it, but when it's laying the actual ink. 720, it brings the ink in a little bit, don't flare out, it goes a little bit direct. So you get a tighter, it's like a tighter, how can I say, the ink comes in and the picture looks more dense and vibrant, right? It pulls in more. And 720 versus like 2880, it comes in way more denser, way more tighter than that. So you get a vibrant image. Why it comes out darker. That's why you got to know how to adjust the colors, because it pulls in more. So if you don't understand the flare outs between the image, how it looks, not so vibrant, but it looks nice, and then you say, man, this one looks a little bit more better, a little bit more denser and darker, you can have the same color print on 30% or 35%, use 720 by 1440 or 1440 by 1440, you'll see a big difference with the same image side by side. But hey, you're absolutely right. The spray patterning is different. You're absolutely right. And then you also can change, and then if you want to go ahead and throw a little more seasoning on it, you also can change the dot size. So you can print at mixed dot size or medium to large dot size, and to predict the way the colors will look too, and the way the patterns and everything comes together when you're looking at the image as well. So you got to know about these things too. That's why it's good to print with certain programs, to get very familiar with printing with these programs. They have a lot of features that's hidden that we don't know about. But you see something else and say, hey, I think this program is better than this. But how you know? Have you worked it from the full capacity of the program? So yeah, it makes the dot sizes pull tighter in when you go from pixels. So that's another thing that we don't really lose. That we don't really pay attention to. But you learn this, the more and more you print, the more and more you start seeing the image, the more and more you start seeing the printer print. You start seeing grainy prints in the reds or in the yellows, or start seeing it in the magenta, start seeing the graininess. It's not looking full colorish and all that type of stuff. All that has to do with a lot of different things too. Probably be print head alignment. Who knows? Probably need your print head to be aligned. Just because you do I had a printer to where it had a perfect nozzle check. All the lines were so pretty and nice, no broken lines nowhere. And when I printed, it printed gritty. It printed like it was ash, like it needed some lotion on it. And I look at it, I look at it, I think I need to go do a head alignment. At first, I didn't know what it was, But a lot of people probably have that problem now with the grainy looking images. They probably think it's, I need to put a higher resolution on the image. It only requires 300 dpi for resolution. So if it's still coming out grainy, maybe you need to do a print head alignment. Did anybody factor that in? And then, dealing with the printers that I print with, if you say you have to do a print head alignment, you can't use the clear transfer film. You have to resort back to the standard film that came with the printer to do alignment. But some people don't make it far down that line yet. They just, run the prints, and long as it looks good, and they have to do a gang of nozzle checks and power cleaners and stuff. Be like, man, I did like 15 power cleans. It still look the same. So you got to know how to identify certain problems and know what you need to do before you waste all that ink. Because it's variables in this. I learned this through time. I didn't just learn this within a couple of weeks or a year. I learned this by just studying the printer. Just keep looking at the printer, to keep looking at the way it prints, the way it's laying the inks, and keep just looking at it like, man, why is it looking like that? It's kind of like I'm Clark Kent. Like, I can see everything. I can see, wow. I tell my fiance, babe, look how it's printing. Oh, it looks nice. What's wrong with it? You don't see the way the white land? Like, no, you tripping. And I show her, oh, yeah. Now, at this point in time, when me and my fiance look at the print, she said, babe, look the way it's printing. And I look like, oh, you right, huh? She said, see that's coming out like you showed me? Oh, yeah, like, why she caught it before I did? So now her eyes is open and start to see through the print. If we can be able to see the banding in the white, see the banding in the color. And if the white land too fast over the color, you can't see the color is banding, how you know? You can waste all that ink and then get it and say, dang, this don't look good. You probably got like 10, 15 prints or 4 prints that you like, all these like this. I do all these over. So you gotta be able to identify some of these things before they happen, because you be like, yeah, I wasted all this ink. And you better not be printing for somebody too. You probably don't have a job anymore. Wasting all that ink like that. But but time and time again, people always ask me like, hey, why do you have your ink cartridge doors always open? Why you don't close them up? Because I'm watching ink consumption. I'm seeing how much ink is being used between which channels, so I know that I need to fill it, or I know that using too much ink on this channel. Or if I have 4 whites and I see this white, because I print with the 4 whites when I'm doing test prints, and for a couple of days, and I see which whites is leaving faster, and I say those whites use too much. These whites not really using that much whites. So the 2 whites is being used the most. I cut those whites off and just run with these 2 whites because it uses less. And I see how that looks when I take the extra white off and see if it's going to lay good enough so I don't get no dye migration when I'm pressing. So it's all type of variables that you can, you have to watch out for, and little techniques that you can try consume ink and not waste a lot of ink with doing a lot of nozzle checks and power cleaners to shorten your life head expectancy. Because those power cleaners and nozzle clean, power normal cleans and power cleanings, well, really power cleaners take a lot off the print head. You know, make it work extra harder. If you do 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 of them, you're only supposed to do one an hour or so and then let it sit for a minute, 30, 40 minutes, and then an hour do another one. You ain't supposed to run a gang of power cleans back to back like this, back to back. But people do it, and they say, I run like 10 power cleans, it's still stuck. Like, I say, you did that mean power cleans? Like, how long did you do them? I did them right back to back. Like, you did? I'm like, oh, wow. Man. It says, so is, let me see. She said, let me get back to that. So is it true you should at least, it says you should less ink to get involved air? No. Well, so is the truth you should use less ink? No, you have to use, like, okay. If I get this ink cartridge, I'm going to fill it up to like right here. Once my cartridge get down to here, I'm going to fill it up to right here. I'm not going to let my cartridge get down here and then say I need to put more ink in it. Ooh, I forgot. Now, imagine if you didn't have your ink doors open. You got your printer printing and it's closed up. How you going to find out what you need if you ain't focused every day on how much ink is being used? Because the doors is not open. Because if you got the doors open and you glance down at the printer, it's going to happen to look at the ink cartridges. It's going to be common sense. If you don't, this is what happens. It uses more pressure on this channel to compensate because it's lower. It's not evenly pressure. And then due time, that's going to create something. It says don't let it get low. Exactly. Because through time, it's going to create something. You can burn that one channel out by using too much pressure to go through that line because it's not compensating for the same amount of ink, the same pressure. From my point of view. But me personally, I don't have my ink doors closed. I monitor my printer, monitor how much ink is being used. I always keep it fed and full so it can be pressure at the same time. You know, imagine you doing a lot of nozzle checks and power clean because you check, you know, your actual, you did a nozzle check and you checked it and it was low, the magenta, or let's say the yellow, or let's say the cyan. You know, you don't have to shake those inks. You don't have to monitor those as much and do that much, monitoring as much as the whites, right? And you go for 3, 4, 5, or 6, or 7, 8, 9 days, and then the only thing they're doing is agitating the whites, fill the white up, and keep on printing, and didn't be mindful to fill the colors up. Cause I done it a couple of times, and find out it was super low. Again, get the cartridges. And if you keep doing that through time, you're gonna have problems with your print head. That's why when people buy these print heads used, and they see a nozzle check, and it have one line at the top, or half of the line, none in the middle, or none at the bottom, a little at the top, a little at the top, a little at the middle, whatever. It's because it burnt out. It blew out. Because you grab that ink cartridge and hold it. If it's anything, you're like, this ink is real low. And go grab another one. This ink is real low. Look at the nozzle check. It told you why and what happened. Because it burnt out. Because these cartridges are low. They kept probably doing nozzle checks, power cleaners, nozzle checks, power cleaners, because they probably got a head strike in between or whatever happened. You don't know, because those look like head strikes, and it can also be that channel burnt out within that part of the print head. It can be in the middle, at the top, at the bottom. It picks wherever it want to burn out at, or it clogs up. You know, and to get to that, you have to go to the maintenance tank. And a lot of people don't have a maintenance tank around, laying around. A lot of people about this maintenance tank, they still have the top on it, the cover with the pads all inside of it, have it in there, and they don't know how to identify a burnt out print head, a clogged print head. They don't know, or air in the lines. They don't know how to identify. So I'm gonna give you guys some game. I got my maintenance tank looking like this, and if I have a problem with my print head, I clean it in pairs. So I'll say if I have a problem with the cyan and the magenta, I'm gonna clean those two channels. And say if the cyan looks like it's clogged, and I go ahead and look inside the maintenance tank, and I ran both of those, and I look and see I got cyan, but a little bit of magenta, but it got bubbles in it. I mean, inside the cyan, there's a little bit of bubbles in it, but I got a full thing of magenta. I'm like, oh, so it got air in the line. Cause I see bubbles. That means air. But if I say I look in the line and I look at the magenta and it's full in the tank, and then the cyan has not that much, and I don't see no bubbles, no nothing, then it's two things. It's either clogged or it's burnt out in that point of time. And then how you identify from that point if it's clogged or burnt out? Judge how many prints you did. Judge on your power cleans or your normal cleans. So what type of cleans you done. So you'll know. Like, oh yeah. So you do some cleanings if it don't work, some power cleanings if it don't work. Maybe you need to do a wet cap. See what happens after that. If that don't work, then swap the channel for another channel and put another color there that you don't use that much, like a white or something. If you got two whites, use another white to lay on top of that. You should be good. Change the dot size a little bit, medium to large, instead of having it on mix, and it'll straighten your problem out. If that don't work, change the resolution to 2880 or print a little bit slower, and do a test print to see if the color won't be so dark, and adjust the colors, and you should be up. That should work too. If not, then hey, you on your own. But it's a lot of different little techniques you can do to stop banding issues, or when you swap a color channel for another channel because it was probably burnt out, or it probably just went out or clogged or whatever. It's on a channel that's like one of your main channels, cyan, magenta, see band. Those are your main colors you need. The whites, you can go swap those around. That's why you have 4 whites if you're dealing with the printers I work with, or 6 whites if you're dealing with the printers I work with. You're only going to use 2. So all those 4 whites will be extra channels to swap from any color when they go out and start banding. Think about it. If you got the other printer I print with, you got 4. So you have 2 extra whites for any color that you would need if one of them start banding or tripping. Simple as that. A lot of these other printers, you only have 2 whites, 2 print heads, color, CYMK, and white. They go out, you're through. You're done. Unless you have a backup print head, do a nozzle check. Backup print head, do alignment and all that type of stuff, and get backup print. You're done. Unless you got 2 printers. You just, so it's variables, guys. But yeah. But for the ones that's liking what I just said, can you guys give me a thumbs up if anything I said makes sense? If not, it's okay. It's all right. But these are the variables and parables and all these different type of in-betweens, all the above and the belows that you have to watch out for printing. Unless you're going to go hire somebody that's an expert and let him do all the technical support and the printing and doing all the maintenance. You just pay him healthy, So that's right there. It's I can't say it's a no-brainer, but what I can say is it's going to be a challenge, especially if you don't got common sense. If a person ain't got no common sense, if you think too hard about this, ooh, man, it's going to eat you alive. If you think too hard about what this is and go research and do all this, it's going to be like, oh my God. I'm going to give you guys the one that people that's watching, how I figured some of this stuff out. I go Google the printer and what's going on with it, and can't find exactly what I'm looking for. Google put the name in and can't find. I see what it's saying, but it's not giving me the actual what I'm looking for. I just go Google whatever problem that I'm having with any problem with a printer. I just go Google it. Printer problem with this. Don't type the printer name in. Just type in printer problems and type in this code. And when you type that in, it'll bring up a lot of parables. And then you gotta just go through them and see what makes sense to you. Like, dang, that shit makes sense. That's how I found a lot of this information out. I was just typing in printer such and such, code error such and such. It'll give it to you a lot. But sometimes it'll have you change this, change that, change this. It might be this, reset that, reset that. And every time you do, it's gonna give you a code to call the technician out. When you get to that part, that's when the ball game get real. That's when the real DTF printer come out of you, because you're either gonna buy another printer, buy a print head, or figure out what's going on so you can fix it if it happens and keep this printer running. But I only would try to keep a printer running if it's a commercial grade printer and it print for me and make me a lot of money and I know it's good for me. I'm gonna keep it running. But if it's like a desktop printer, print A3 to A4 sheets, some little small baby sheets, then I just will do away with it and get me a real printer. Because if you're doing it for production, if you're just doing it for moms and pops, you can use a little small printer. But if you're trying to get into it, say, hey, I'm gonna get me a t-shirt business, I wanna go online, start selling, start going, getting contracts from the baseball team, getting contracts from the city, or getting contracts from the local churches or whatever around, you're gonna need you a large format printer. You're gonna need to print at least 24 inches or 17 inches for big people who won't need a 3 or 4, 5X shirt, things like that. You're gonna need that. So that's what it is. So I want you guys to you know, what time is it right now?
Way past.
Oh man, yeah, I'm through. Okay, well, anyway, so well, it says you can trust what displays say it on the printer, so you, yes, what's on the printer sometimes is say halfway full, and you look at the cartridge and it's more than halfway full. So that'll be like, yeah, it's a little bit more than halfway. So I'm looking at this, so let me reset the cartridge, and then you reset it, and then it's a little bit more than halfway full. So now you got to pay attention to it because it was lower than what it was supposed to, and you don't want to be tricking yourself. So you're like, dang, if it's not more than halfway full, it's why I say that. It's way more than that. Let me go just reset it, and you got to pay attention to it because if you don't, then it'll fool you one day. You be thinking, oh, no, I was halfway full, a little bit more than halfway, and then it'd be super low, and then it probably knock your color out. You probably be printing for a while and the color be super low and then knock the color out. You're like, where'd the color go? It's not printing that color no more. Anybody have that problem happen? When your color just completely gone on that one channel, don't know where it happened, know where it's at, do a nozzle check, it's not there, do a power clean, it's not there, do another power clean, and all of a sudden it comes back. Or it don't come back because you probably gotta put some ink in your cartridge. Doing all those power cleans make that little bit of ink still there come back through and go out again, but it's gonna go right back out because it's still low. So you want to fill it up to have even pressure to push whatever's inside the cartridge back up through and to your print, well, through your actual capping station, well, not capping station, but your ink damper straight to your print head. So you want to keep that in mind. That's a big thing. I noticed when colors started to throw out like that, when I started in my beginning stage of printing, the ink challenge was low. Had this much ink in the cartridge, and I lose all my color on that one line. Did a couple power cleans and anything normal cleans, like, hey, it's still down. Print here was printing perfectly fine. I go check the cartridge, it's like this low. I said, oh my god, I almost destroyed the printer. It's printing too much. Do what you mean, not power cleans, man. That run a gang of pressure on that print head on that channel right there. And if it's that low, ooh, I gotta be more mindful than that. I ain't trying to blow my print head or destroy something. Never know what happens. So that's the thing about it. And I have to get into the hang of things of checking, and it's like, make sure we checking everything before we start the print and checking everything while we print. Like if I do large orders and doing a lot of game sheets or whatnot, I won't sit up here and try to just bang out a super amount of orders. I do a novel check in between a couple game sheets. I do, if I got 7 or 8, I do 2 or 3, do a novel check, look and see if any channels start to have any lines disappearing. I can try to do a normal clean. If that don't work, do a power clean, get a better nozzle, like perfect, and right back into the print again. Some people just bang prints out all day, just bang them out. Nah, you gotta take some type of maintenance in between printers and between prints, because that's how the printer will actually stay running a lot. That's why I don't have a lot of problems when I was printing that a lot of people have, because it's all about how they're printing, how long, what the temperature is. If the humidity is right, and you printing all day like that, you probably didn't pile so much ink on top of that clog or channel that had broken lines and it piled on top of each other, probably creating something that it's not going to unclog. I don't know. It's variables. But when you're getting into it for the beginning stages, all these things, people are going to mess up these printers. Hands down. Hands down, you're going to mess up one printer or 2 or 3. Hands down. Because we're not printers. So we don't know what to look for while we're printing. We think if we just maintenance it properly and do all the different things, it's going to print perfectly fine, and it is. But when it starts geeking on you, like we call it in the world, geeking on you, what you going to do when it start geeking on you? Those people start jumping on that YouTube, jumping on internet. Man, I got these prints I need to be done. Man, printer tripping. I don't want to have to outsource and cutting into my profit. Yeah. all that good stuff. They're gonna be like, you cut this my profit. Dang, man. You know, so pay attention to the simple things. It's gonna unfold on you. Trust and believe it's gonna unfold. So that's the main thing. Sorry, but here you go. So we in the time to where, you know, it's all about trying to upgrade or keep up with, you know, the business and keep up with the actual culture of what's going on to evolve so we can stay popular, stay relevant, and stay making money, you know. But anyways, I'm about to get up off here. Plus, I had a little meeting I missed because I wanted to talk to you guys, which is very important. But anyways, I got 3 people on here. I really appreciate the ones for watching and liking and commenting, subscribe to the channel. And just go watch the old videos because y'all see that, you know, I was getting it together. I was trying to figure it out. And I got it half-assed figured out now, but I'm still trying to figure it out, you know. So it's not easy making these YouTube videos, guys. That's real. Sometimes I be feel like I don't feel like doing YouTube today or tomorrow. I got so much other stuff I'm gonna be doing. Chill, kick back. But I just happen to make these videos because you guys reach out to me. The reason why I made a video, reason why I went live today is because a guy reached out to me. Shout out to Brother Sam, you know, and you know, out there in the loop. Hit me up and was talking, found me, you know, said he seen the quality of the images and he really appreciate me. That made me feel good. So I said, let me go out here and make a video and talk more to the people. So all this stuff right here motivates me, you know, because like I said, you know, I could be doing something else right now. I don't gotta be on YouTube. You could be doing something else now. You don't gotta be watching me, you know, trying to make some sense out of something that you barely understand, or I speak too fast for you, or I speak in parables, I don't understand what you're saying. You can be doing a whole lot of other, you know, I ain't cuss right there, but yeah, so anyways, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. Go join the raffle. Have a chance of winning one of a nice luxury printer that I have, 24 inches production printer. Have all the ink, powder, filling software direct to your door. Have me live like this, telling you, hey, put this on, put that there, cut it on, do this. Now you printing, okay? Appreciate you. And then you guys will be happy. And also join the raffle because we giving away powder, film, transfers, heat presses. We giving away all type of different things for you guys to show my appreciation to the ones that's watching. And, you know, trying to give back to the ones that, you know, that want to elevate themselves. Because there's a lot of companies can do what I do, what I'm willing to do, but they don't. So, hey, so I got to be focused on what I do. But like I said, it's a big difference in life when you get to looking at things that people don't really look at and take for granted. And you change that, don't take certain things that people took for granted. Your whole situation will change for you. Not overnight. You still got to be a good person. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Like and comment, subscribe to the F.O.M DTF channel. And until how can I say, until next time, we'll be out.